Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Jazz and I'm back again with yet another video. And today, I got you guys with a very special video. Now, the ignorance from my last time doing an event video to inform you about the event, I released it a day before the event. This time, I'm not going to do you guys wrong like that. I'm going to give you guys the total in-depth video on how to get triple rep this weekend. Now, it is Sunday, July 17th, so you have a full week almost until the event. So I'm going to be going over some builds that you can make to take advantage of this rep. Now, it's Defender's Appreciation. A lot of you guys have seen my live stream. I think it has like 6,000 views. So I've known a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people. I will be streaming it as well. So mark your calendars for, Saturday, obviously at 10 or a little before 10 Central, because I will be live. And yes, so let's get into the video. There's obviously multiple builds that you can make. I've actually made some builds with 12 to 20 plus defensive badges that will get you to 2 and 3 times rep. Now, before we get further into the video, you need at least 12 defensive badges to get any type of double rep. So keep that into consideration. But let's hop into my two-way slasher. A lot of my OGs remember this build as the 21 build I made for a similar video like this. And that video did well as well. So please drop a like on the video so that this one does well as well. So as we are loading into the park, you can see I am making this video in Park After Dark instead of grinding rep, which is kind of weird. I should be streaming the rep event because I am not 40. I'm in the same boat as you guys. So, just drop a like on the video for me doing this. But as you can see, I have some grinding to do because I do not have 20 defensive badges on this build. It's a lot easier with Rebirth, and I'm gonna teach you guys the secret on how to get around it. But as you can see, this build can do everything. It gets 12 for the finishing, it gets 12 for the playmaking, and if you hit 42 seasons more than I did, which I only hit it in 2 seasons, you literally get like 2 times rep in every specialty event. This is one of the best builds I've made. Now, I will say a disclaimer before I go over more stuff. It does have a low 3-point. So, you might not be able to play consistently on this build like a lot of the top YouTubers, the top comp people do. Which is why I haven't grinded this build, because I don't have the best internet. So, you can see you get 92 standing dunk or driving dunk. Well, 91, I have a sleeve on. And then you get some really good defense, which I love the defense on this build, and you get an 80 ball handle, all while being under 6'4". So you literally almost get every dribble move in the game. If you had an 81 ball handle, it would be a little better, but it can't do everything in this game. So like I said, you need 12, badges at least to get 2 times rep. So right now, if the event were to come out tomorrow, I would not have it because I only have 8 defensive badges. You have to have all 20 badges unlocked. So obviously you can see I don't have 12 badges unlocked. So, you can play some My Career. Sadly, My Player Nation is no longer a thing. It kind of ended. And then as you see here, you can play Airball, Demote. You can play threes. You can go to Ante-Up. You can go to anything on, well, not my court, but pro and the team practice facilities, and you can even go to the rec, which is in the lobby. So there's a lot of places you can go to get badge progression and stuff like that, but I personally recommend My Career when you're starting out on a build like this. So when you hop in the game, you're just gonna want to go for steals. You just have to see it. Use the pro stick to get steals. It's a lot easier. It's more of the meta from what I've learned, and this is what I would start off with on a lockdown type build if you have 8 off Rebirth. And we're gonna make a few builds, but I need to show you guys the two-way slasher because you can catch lobs on this build, so you will get rep. You won't just have to play defense to get double rep for playing lock, you know what I mean? So you can catch lobs on this build. Speaking of catching lobs, the build I most likely will be playing on is my glass cleaning finisher. Now my glass cleaning finisher, if I'm not mistaken, has 20 in finishing and in not shooting, but defense. It sacrifices the shooting aspect for pretty much everything else. So I'm going to be showing you guys that as well. and this is gonna get annoying because you can't skip it, but we're just gonna keep going through the video. Drop a like if I helped you out. I know I'm saying that a lot, but if you guys like the video, it helps push my stuff into recommended, and it just helps me out. So as you can see, 23 in finishing and then 22 in defensive. So this build is really good. I can just use this build, you know, and let's just say, for example, for some reason I let somebody use my account, and this is how they leave it. They leave it with 19 badges. I will only get 2 times rep for that entire event until I put the rest of the badges on. So you have to have 20 plus equipped to get 3 times rep. Does not matter about the other attributes, it only matters about the defensive one. As you can see on the event, it says 11 to 8, and this is another thing I will tell you guys, 11 Eastern, so obviously I will be live at least at 10 Central. So if you guys have any other questions after watching this video, just come through and we're gonna have a good time. But that's pretty much about this build. Like you can see, you can catch lobs, you can even, you know, dribble if you know how to quote unquote dribble. But you can get rebounds. I really don't like the rebounding on this build. It's kind of short. But then everything else, it's pretty decent, and it's just a, you know, like a driving build with good defense. So we are going to be making a build. Any lockdown works. My two-way playmaker is another one. If you've watched Double H's Clutch, I'm pretty sure Ja has made one as well. Pretty much a lot of 2K YouTubers made a two-way playmaker video. I even made a two-way playmaker video, but my catfish two-way playmaker, I don't think it gets enough. But yeah, that might even be a good one. So I'm gonna test this build. Yes, it only gets 10. So my catfish builds aren't really the best builds to go for, but you know, maybe a oh, that's very interesting catfish. I'm sorry about that, guys, but seems that I make catfishes that don't have 20 defensive badges. Here's a good build. Drop a like if you guys want this build video separate. Just a normal glass cleaner. It has a low dunk though, so it's more of a popper. It's got some playmaking in there. I would trade the playmaking for finishing though. I would make the build if you want a rep farm. And then the defense, it has better rebounding than my normal big. So definitely a W build. But let's just get into the builder. Let's just make a build. I'm trying to figure out which build I want to delete, but this is a normal perimeter lockdown, and I'll show you guys the build at 99. Normal perimeter lockdown, it can ISO to a degree. It's a really good build. I kind of like this build. This might be my next build, but I don't know, 25 likes on this video, I'll make a video on this. But let's just delete the catfish prim lock with 7 defensive badges. I already have a build like that. So there are multiple positions you can make this build at. I recommend you don't make it at the point guard because you want to have a point guard to throw you lobs, in my opinion, or you want to be the one throwing the lobs, which we can make a two-way playmaker with the red, yellow, but the shooting will be pretty bad and the finishing will be mid. So that's why I say it's better if you catch lobs. So shooting guard up, that's fine. So we're gonna make a shooting guard build, and this video is gonna be a little longer, so I will add timestamps. I will take my time on this video, promise. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the blue-red. So you wanna make sure you find the pie chart that has Hall of Fame in both, because especially with the lower builds, you have to, or else you're not gonna get 20 defensive badges. So off the rip, you want to have the driving dunk up. Since this is a shooting guard, I'm not even going to focus on standing dunk or anything else. I'm going to go back and add badges whenever we get down there. So, like I said, if you're playing twos, this is going to be a good twos build. So I will add interior and block in there. And you get right to 20. And I will see what the minimum is. So I would go something like this. Check everything else. Okay, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Okay, so now it's up to you how you make this build. Personally, I'm doing something like this because I like to be able to shoot on builds like this. So 8 shooting badges, it's good enough to spot up from the corner. And then since this is a rep farming build, I'm not going to touch the playmaking. I'm going to make sure I have enough finishing badges first. So as you can see, 19 is pretty much a lot. Now, if you want to make this like a two-way, so right now I'm fine. I only need 18 if I want to do that. But I'm going to put the rest down here and see if I can get a playmaking badge. So I'm going to go down up here and I'm going to, you know, like I said, go to 18 badges, see if I can get another playmaking. I cannot. So I'm going to just bring it back up here, get the 19 playmaking, and then throw the defense, well, throw the last few badges on pass accuracy just cause. And you would get something like this. Obviously, I wouldn't have 19 finishing badges, but this is solely for next season has the finishing event. So since we don't know that for sure, I'm just going to go down to 11. If you know me, 11 is perfectly fine. You don't even need any more than that. So, you know, I would go down here. You have Tim now. So you have 11, 8, 10, and 20. It's pretty fine. Define is the longest wingspan. If you want pro dribble moves, but you're not going to get all the pro dribble moves, you need to go with this height or lower. I'm going to go lower so I can get the pro dribble moves, which is why my two-way slasher is 1.92. And then you don't need max speed. You already get like 95 off rip. So just, if you want interior, you can, but like this game sucks, so it doesn't even matter. And then obviously don't waste anything. So you get 95 off rip. That's pretty cool. I would max the wingspan on this build. It's gonna probably end up being, well, not max it, but almost max it. This is gonna be my two-way slasher. I'm already knowing it is, but we're doing it anyway because actually, no, let's just go. Yeah, let's go right here. Until lockdown take. I don't have a lot of builds to lockdown take, so I'm gonna personally go with it. Two-way slasher. Of course it is, because I made it exactly in the same thought process that I would have made a build. So, like I said, it's a good build. That is the first build we are making today, but we are gonna make a small forward version of the build that I think you should make. Now, we're going to try something different. We're going to go for just Hall of Fame finishing, or Hall of Fame defense, and something else. So, since this is the small forward, it's going to be catching lobs still. So, speed pie chart, and we're going to see if we can get like a decent amount of finishing badges. So, we get 15 off rip, and then you can put the shooting up, but it's not going to be a shooting build. You can put the playmaking up, but it's not a playmaking build. It's just, you know, a small forward. So this is probably going to be another good twos build, in my opinion. So since it is like the forward, we want to make sure that the shooting is up. Everything else is like, this build is pretty solid. The badge count is going to be a little worse. But like I said, you don't really need playmaking, so you can go all the way up here, take the playmaking off. Just to optimize the build, it's going to be like a glass finisher. So the height I would go here. The height I would go here is probably gonna be something like this. You just want to make sure that it's not too short, but you know, just make sure it's not too slow either. So it doesn't matter what height you go with. You can search up, you know, the height if you want, but I'm just going off the attributes. And then if you're worried about catching rebounds, you can just bring this up. Obviously, I would probably have the offensive rebound up, but I forgot about that. So let's bring that up, and then let's bring the rest and put it on standing dunk. And build's a little unbalanced, but it's fine. So minimum weight. Strength doesn't really matter in this game, sadly. So I normally do minimum weight. My friend Lando does max weight most of the time, so it's just up to preference. And then you get glass and lock take, which is very weird because it's a little short, which is why it gets a two-way finisher name. So we're gonna now make an actual big build, and I might go on the taller side because I don't know metric by heart. I have to search it up sometimes, but I'm doing this off improv, so you know that's what we're doing right now. But I'm gonna make a cut real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so power forward. If you want to make a big like a center, you can do that as well. And like I said, you can even go, since it's getting taller, you can go all finishing, just to ensure you catch lobs. And I would start off with defense, knowing that fact that it's not Hall of Fame defense. to get as many badges as possible in that category. So you get 25, but it's gold. And then driving the sandier up, driving layup is up, close shot is up, and then you get 25 in each category. So it's literally stacked already. It's better than my last finisher off rip. So you could do this and troll somehow, I don't know. But what I will do is go up here, and you see you get a 62 mid-range. That's perfectly fine. You could spark some, and then the rest you just put it on post control, whatever you want to put it on. I'm just making the build overtly just in 2 archetype build. Define as long wingspan, and I'm gonna just do normal, and then minimum weight, max wingspan is gonna be a beast, but glass and rim take. I don't have a rim take build. And you get glass cleaning finisher. It's definitely better than the one I have, but this one can't dribble and it can shoot. So it's a little catfish you got there. But we have covered all the builds. So now that we've covered all the builds, I want to show you guys some other builds that are close that you might think get something, but they don't. So on two-way three-point facilitator, I think some YouTuber made a build on this, if I'm not mistaken. I just know that it's very similar to what I've made before. So there's a build that's similar to the one right there. But yeah. Okay. Badge wise, we actually have an extra badge point, and I'm gonna probably just skip this. But as you can see, another lockdown build I have that has 20 badge upgrades because I knew about this event and just refused to grind it out. So it's a good build. It's a shooting lock, so it has a pretty high 3-point. It can dunk, it can play make, and it can play defense. It's a pretty good build, but I've had better builds, so that's why I really don't focus on it. Now we are gonna go to another build, and we're just gonna fill this video with a lot of knowledge and content. If you stayed long, just comment 4K grind, and we're just gonna go from there. There's two-way shot creator. I think I made a build video on this. It does not have defense in it. This mid-range facilitator, it has 10 defensive badges. Play shot, no defense. Offensive initiator, 7 defensive badges. Two-way playmaker is the only other build I have that has a decent defensive stats, so I'll show you guys that build as well. And don't feel like you only have to watch my video to inform yourself on this. Like, there's other builds I'm recommending you guys go watch if you want a specific build. I just covered 3 builds, and I'm covering all these other builds I've made just to help you guys out. So that's the purpose of this video being this long. But you can see here, I only get 19 defensive badges. So if I hit 39 before the event ends, then I can just throw it on 20 and then just crush the 40 bar. But I'm probably not gonna be on this build. It's pretty good in every category. You can make a two-way playmaker with 20 defensive badges. I just didn't make it because this is based off of Double H's build day 1, and there's other ways to make a two-way playmaker. A lot more balanced ways to make it as well, like with a lower ball handle, stuff like that. So with that being said, I think it's time we end the video off. And if you guys have any questions, comment them down below. But it's been your boy Jazz. I'm out, man.
Yeah,
Peace.
my bad. You mad, gotta watch my bag. New shirt, gotta pop my tags. New whip, I'ma ride so fast. I just wanna be somebody that you care about. So everybody else, get him out, cut him out. Everybody else, get him out, cut him out. I don't wanna be somebody you don't give a fuck about, yeah. Yeah, run it back, yeah. Met a bad chick, put her on my lap, yeah. I'ma bag this, how to get the snap, yeah. I'm a savage, put her in the bag, yeah. Hey, run it back, yeah. Met a bad chick, put her on my lap, yeah. I'ma bag this, how to get the snap, yeah. I'm a savage, put her in the bag, yeah.